Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the best show that ever got released on YouTube. And when I say released, I mean they opened the door and said, you have to get out. You have to leave. Run free into the wilderness. And my YouTube show did. It ran away. And that's why it's terrible. So, anyway, hi. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. You could watch any other show and you watch this one. Yesterday, we went to see. Let me get everything straight in my head first. Yesterday, I tried to get a stamp for going to the aerobics class, but there was no aerobics class. Today, I did the same thing. So it was happening from 6 to 7 in the morning. Nope, no aerobics class. I wonder if they stopped it, because they don't seem to give me any more information. I'll look that up. But today and yesterday, I wanted to wake up early and show you guys the aerobics happening, so that I can get my stamp. So you need 14 stamps. No good. No good. Absolutely nothing. So I don't know what to do. There's a big meteor shower this week. Anyone will be there. You'll be pleased to know that your mother will be looking smart in her red dress this year. I feel so pretty. So we'll try again tomorrow, and I'll look it up as well. But if it's not there, it's not there, you know. We have a special offer there, the stunning Jersey Barrier. There's always a wide variety of other items as well. Why not stop by? Got a lot of letters today. Wonder what that's about. I guess we're very popular. The museum really wants to send us fossils. I think this is pretty irregular. I don't think this is how it happens in real life. Museum, I found this dinosaur fossil. Look at it. And the dinosaur fossil man looks at it and goes, yep, that's a fossil. All right, here you go. Take it back. And you're like, don't you want to keep it? Like, nope. Here it is. I trust you will give it to your local museum. Goodbye. And that's it. And you're like, I don't think that that's legit. I think there's something up with this manner of doing business. I think it's a tax thing. Legally, we're not allowed to acquire skeletons, but you, as the finder, can take them and give them back. We get a tax break for it. And you're like, well, that makes sense. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not going to be the one that pokes holes in the tax system. That's for somebody else to do. So yesterday, I realized this as I started today's episode. But yesterday, we had walked around the village. 44 bells. That's even worse than yesterday. Get the fuck out of here. And we saw Katrina. I forgot to talk to Katrina. Katrina, the fortune teller. I forgot to go say hello. Every other time I've seen Katrina, I say hello to her. And I didn't this time, and I feel like a fool. I feel like a bloody fool. So, I guess I'll just make up my own fortune. It's something to do. And that way I'll save money, because I won't have to pay to get my fortune read. I'll just make up a fortune. And that would also be pretty good. You know? Today's fortune, you're going to find something buried in the ground. You're going to dig it up. Goodbye. And then fortune teller throws down some smoke bombs and disappears. You know how it is. Have you ever heard of Gracie Brown Clothing? I guess she's some kind of designer. She's so hot right now. Everyone's totally into her clothes. She's all the rage, but I still get my clothes at Tom Nook's shop. You don't suppose that means my clothes look lame, does it? Yep. Here's your fortune. Today you're going to talk to somebody who thinks he's lame. Confirm it. And move on with your life. And then the smoke bomb, you know, disappears. Is that what fortune tellers do? They like disappear like that? Hi, Mitzi. Do you check your mail every day? Sure do, Mitz. Sure do. You don't want to leave it getting backlogged. That'd be ridiculous. Can't get a backlog of posts. That would be a bad time. Hello. I got a fossil. Now I gotta go get more paper. Good lord. Why didn't the fortune teller warn me about that paper situation? This is ridiculous. This is the kind of info I needed from that fortune teller, but he didn't. tell me this. He had said something, and he put a smoke bomb down, and the smoke got in my eyes, and it was hard to see. They started to water, which is my body's defense mechanism against smoke in the eyes. As you all know, I don't have to explain biology to everybody. You all know that. But it was ridiculous. Didn't need it. Out of all the things going on in my life, I didn't need that. Noodle paper. What does that look like? Calling that noodle paper seems a little racist, right? There's no noodles in that. That's... I don't know about that. That's not cool. You're gonna see some racist paper, and I'm gonna say, what is racist paper? What does that mean? And the fortune teller is like, it'll make sense when it happens. Goodbye. And it throws a smoke bomb down. I'm like, stop it. You're still here. I can still see you. You're waiting to give me another piece of information that happens just after the actual event happens. So therefore, your prediction would be no good. And then you're going to throw another smoke bomb down. Stop it. I don't need this in my life. My eyes are stingy. The smoke gets in my eyes and I can't see. And the man's like, well, if you want my fortune telling advice, wear goggles, then the smoke won't get in your eyes. And like, that's not even a fortune. What are you talking about? No, you're being silly. I used to work for a company. There's more to that story. that's not the end of it. I used to work for a company, and some of the people I would work with, they were lovely, but they and this has nothing to do with the company. This was just people I worked with in the shop, and some of the people there believed in psychics. And I said, okay, I don't believe in psychics, so goodbye. Do I quit now? How does this work? A psychic is a fortune teller, basically. Somebody who can like read your palms and stuff and tell you all about your life. And I'm like, dude, I don't need anybody to tell me about my life. I already know it. It's my life. I'm aware of all the things that happen in my life. I'm the one it happens to. But they were like, no, this psychic's really good. She's really good. I'm like, that's a lie, but okay. Whatever you say. The psychic's really good. So one day, the psychic came into the shop. And it's a shop where you have to have a uniform. And the name of the shop is emblazoned all over the uniform, on the front and the back of the shirt. And the psychic came in, tapped me on the shoulder and said, excuse me, do you work here? As I was doing some work in the shop, she said, excuse me, do you work here? And I'm like, no, dude, I come in here for fun. I just do this shit for a laugh. You know, I got nothing else to do in my life. So I thought, I'll just come into the shop and tidy up. I just love this shirt. It fits me really well. I had to steal it off one of the other employees. They don't like me coming in and messing stuff up. But here you go. She didn't like that talk. Let me tell you, that psychic didn't approve of sarcasm. But she was in there looking for my coworker who talked about how great her psychic was. So I'm like, oh, you're the psychic. You're the great psychic, right? And she was like, well, I don't want to brag, but I'm about to. Come here, you. Well, hello. Hey, Explody. You sleep okay last night? Get some quality time sawing logs? You don't have to ask me about my sleeping patterns, kid. That's not necessary. The amazing Gracie, world-class designer, artist, model, fashion goddess. Tell me you've heard the name before. She always shows up in a beautiful sports car, but it gets so dirty when she has to drive it out here. She always dresses so well. You'd think she'd try to get her car washed more often, though. I would think that. So the psychic, I was like, oh, you're the world famous psychic. And she's like, yes, I'm the good psychic. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I think I don't know if she either totally picked up on the fact that I didn't believe that she was a psychic and was going to try and change my mind, or oh, I like fishing pole. All right, what can we do? Oh, hang on. Oops. Car battery. Car batter. Oh, that's funny. Car batter. What does that mean? Oh boy. At least I make myself laugh on this show. You know, some people might call this one of the least interesting shows of all time, but at least I make myself laugh. So you gotta find ways to get through the day. So the psychic either picked up on the fact that I didn't believe that she was a psychic, or didn't pick up on that at all and thought, here's a guy I can get some money off. But she tried to give me a psychic reading, a free reading. She was like, I'll show you I'm the best psychic. And I'm like, okay, cool. You knock yourself out. She's like, I'll give you like a half reading. And if you're impressed, I'll come back in some other day. And we'll do a full thing. And I'm like, all right, whatever you say, kid. Knock yourself out. And she did like that total bullshit stuff where she's like, oh, you're not necessarily happy with your lot in life, are you? You feel like you could aspire to so much more. You know, shit like this. And I'm like, wow, what gave it away? The fact that I'm working at some bullshit retail shop for minimum wage when I'm having a shitty time? Dealing with people like you, what gave it away? You know what I mean? It was so like, middle of the road stuff. It's like you want to be a favorite. Like if you look at me, I'm a total like rocker, right? So it's shit like, oh, you are interested in music. Oh, that's a good path to go down. I'm like, come on, man. So she gave me like this real half-hearted reading. Obviously, she didn't give me the full goods because I didn't pay for it. I guess she was bored because the person she was looking for wasn't in the shop that day. So she was like, I'll just mess with this guy. And I'm, working in retail. So I wanted ways to wind down the day, right? I was like, yeah, waste my time, please. I don't want to have to work. So she does all this stuff. And she's like, what do you think? I'm like, oh, it was real, yeah, really impressive. Wow. Totally read my mind right there. I didn't want to just tell her flat that I thought she was full of shit, because that would be rude. But I also was pretty half-hearted about it. I'm like, oh, yeah, great. So I think she's like, all right, well, maybe, obviously, in the full reading, I do a lot more. So you'll have to come down to the full reading, if I come back and do it. But you have to pay for that. It's like £10 a session. But I can do a full reading on you, and it'll change your life. So she's like, when's the next time you're working here? And I can come up and meet you like I did with this girl. So tell me, when's the next time you're working? And I'll come up and meet you. And I was like, dude, you're the psychic. You tell me when the next time I'm working is. And she got real pissed at that. She didn't like that at all. She turned around and walked out. Oh, boy. It's the little things, isn't it? The little things in life. So anyway, that's that. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Today's episode was about psychics. If you believe in psychics, please leave it in the comments and tell me of a way that a psychic blew your mind. Because this psychic that I was talking to was clearly full of shit, right? She wasn't a real psychic. I don't believe that real psychics exist, but I'm not saying that they don't exist. So if you've experienced a real psychic, please let me know. If you've experienced some kind of bunk artist like this, also please let me know. Comment section is wide open. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's episode. I'll be back again tomorrow with more Tales of the Sea or the Land. You don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.